In 1952, a physicist by the name of Lester Levenson discovered a way to free himself from all limitation. Prior to that time, he had been very successful, but he suffered from the physical and emotional ills that so often accompany worldly success. But since his discovery, he's enjoyed perfect health, peace, and happiness right up to this day. His peace and joy are very evident to those who know him. His mastery of life has become legendary, and his compassion for others has led him to help many people toward achieving the same peace and happiness that he enjoys. Between 1964 and 1972, Lester spoke to many groups, some of whom recorded his talks. This special cassette program includes 11 of those talks. The delivery style of the talks is deliberate. By the time these talks were recorded, Lester had learned to speak in a manner that would draw attention not to him, but to his message. As you listen to his message and begin applying it in your everyday life, you will discover it to have a quality and power well beyond even your highest expectations. The title of this first session is The Ultimate Goal. It was recorded September 28, 1964.
The thing that every one of us is looking for in this world is exactly the same thing. And what is it that we're all looking for? Happiness with no sorrow. A continuous happiness with no taint whatsoever of sorrow. All right, this being the goal, why is this the goal? The reason why this is the goal is because unlimited happiness is our very basic nature. This is the real natural state before we encumber it with limitations. Now, why is it that most of us don't have this continuous happiness with no sorrow? There's only one reason. Being this infinite being with infinite happiness, we do away with this joy, this happiness, by saying first, I am an individual. Then, I have a mind. Then, with this mind, which is nothing but thoughts, we start accumulating thoughts of limitation. I have a limited mind, body, with all sorts of troubles. In this manner, we take our unlimited beingness and we limit it to the extreme. Now, the only real purpose of being here on this earth is to learn or to remember our original natural state of no limitation. Once we are led to seeing that this is our natural state, then we proceed to let go of all the limitations. The prime number one limitation is I am an individual separate from the all. Eliminate that and you eliminate all trouble, all limitation, all sickness, all poverty. Saying that on the opposite side is saying, let go and let God. It is not I, but the Father who worketh through me. We must let go of the ego sense and just allow our natural being just to be, and then everything falls perfectly into line. Now, this is all very, very simple. If you want complexity, you'll never see simplicity. But this must first be accepted. Once this is accepted as the overall way, we do not find it easy to accomplish it. We don't find it easy because of past habits that have been established over thousands and thousands of years. And for some silly reason, we like these past habits of trouble. And so we continue them. We do it in a manner that we refuse to look at. We call it unconscious behavior, unconscious or subconscious. And we go on and on and on repeating all this behavior of limitation automatically, calling it unconscious. Now, the unconscious mind is only that part of the mind we refuse to look at. When our desire is strong enough, we will dig up this unconscious habit and begin to let go of it. There is no growing into the natural being that we are. That being is perfect, here and now. There is only letting go of concepts to the contrary, that we have troubles, we have limitations. Anyone who says, I have trouble, is just in their mind. That's the only place where it is. Because you can't see anything anywhere else but in your mind. Whatever you look at, whatever you hear, whatever you sense, is through your mind. That's where everything is. Change your mind, and everything out there changes. Change your thinkingness, and you change the world for you. So the way, the path, is simple. The method of undoing it is not easy because of past habits. We need a very strong desire to begin to let go of these wrong habits from the past. Without the desire, there is no growth. This desire must be stronger than the desire to make this world real, rather than it's a fiction of our imagination. It really is a fiction when you see the truth. It turns out to be a dream that never was. But first you'll see it as a dream. Then you'll see that this dream never was. Exactly as happens in a night dream. While we're in the night dream, we have a body, there are other bodies, there's action, interaction, there's good and there's bad. And so long as we remain in that night dream, everything there is real to us. When we awaken from the night dream, we say, my gosh, it was just a dream, it never happened. And exactly the same way we awaken from this dream called the waking state, we see that it was only a fiction of our imagination, it was only a dream, and we let go of it, lock, stock, and barrel. Then we call ourselves fully realized. Actually, we are fully realized all the time. We are fully realized beings saying that we are not. So all we do is let go of we are not. What's left over is the fully realized being that we are. Are there any questions on what I've said so far? Everyone understands this, at least intellectually. All right, if you understand it intellectually and you are not able to use it, it's because you're not looking at yourself honestly, truthfully, with deep desire to see yourself. In the process of which you have set up as the unconscious mind all the things you don't want to look at. However, it's not necessary to dig into this unconscious mind. In fact, it's much better to try to quiet the mind. When we're able to get the mind totally quiet, what's left over is the infinite self. Every thought is a thing of limitation. Therefore, when we quiet the mind, this infinite being that we are becomes self-obvious to us. We see it. We recognize that we never were that mind, that body. And from that moment on, the mind and body has no influence upon us. It just goes its way. It just keeps floating through life in sort of a hazy dream that has no effect upon us. So the very best method of all methods is to quiet the mind, to seek the being that you are, to pose the question, who am I? And if other thoughts come in, ask, to whom are these thoughts? And the answer is to me. Well, who am I? And you're back on the track. Who am I is the final question that everyone answers. So why not begin with the final question? All methods get to be the same as we move toward the top. We simply quiet the mind, eliminate thoughts, get the mind quieter until the mind gets totally quiet. What's left over is our glorious, infinite self.